Education Officer, Primary, Miss Mary Blake. Other education officers, Principal and Vice Principal of MSS, Principals of primary schools, past Principal, Miss Edith Dubry, members of the clergy, invited guests, PTA President and executive members, parents, teachers and class assistants, media personnel, graduates, pupils. It is with distinct pleasure I welcome all of you to this very memorable event, the graduation ceremony of class 2022, which is being held under the theme, "We Overcame All Odds." I dare say that we could not have declared and believed that without acknowledging that it was because of the Lord on our side. For truly, with our own strength, we would have definitely failed. Thank God, we are still standing. I have also been given the task to introduce to you the chairperson for this evening's proceedings. Ms. Daphne Furlong is an educator, accountant, and Toastmaster. She believes that our ability to speak and interact well with the people around us is the most critical skill that we possess. Toastmasters provided Daphne with the vehicle to acquire this invaluable skill. As a byproduct of her 9 years as a Toastmaster, Daphne has gained the confidence and honed the skills needed to speak to small and large audiences. She welcomes the opportunity to use her skills to benefit the community school which her grandson attended for just over 3 years. Let's welcome Miss Daphne Furlong.
The poet and writer Abhijit Das said, "The feeling of success is a special one, and this feeling becomes magical when you achieve success against all odds in life." Teachers, parents, students, you overcame the odds to arrive at this point today, where we have our graduates leaving Lookout Primary School. Mrs. Tucker and Mr. Tucker, Your Excellency, Governor Tucker and Mr. Tucker, Director of Education, Dr. Julius, Education Officer Primary, Ms. Mary Blake, Education Officer Early Childhood, Mrs. Inez Thompson, Principals, Head Teachers, welcome. Welcome to Lookout School's graduation. I am delighted to be here this afternoon, and I know that you are too, to witness this milestone in the life of our children. They have completed primary education. They are off to secondary school, and we expect them to display a higher level of decorum, discipline, and development. I am so pleased that we can gather here today in person, something that we can no longer take for granted. This gathering reminds us of the simple joys of being together. To the teachers, you stepped outside of your comfort zone and learned a new way of teaching. You worried about whether you were doing enough and whether you had done enough, and you were pushed to the limit. To you parents who have left here having torn it out, homeschooling, or maybe not, who have found they had to find more food to feed children who appeared to be always hungry whilst at home, and who found that their little angels weren't so angelic all the time. Know that education is all about growth, and having endured and overcome the exceptional circumstances and uncertainty of the past 2 years, you have grown. You have been educated. In this fast-changing world, where the only constant is change, we can all be confident knowing that we can deal with whatever life throws at us. Whether it be unexpected or expected, we can do it because we have done it. To those of you who are moving off to secondary school, I offer you my warmest congratulations. Congratulations, you have done it. You have survived the lockdowns, the separation from your friends, having to adjust to a new way of learning online by a computer, something that you had never done before. Now, you are ready. You are ready to leave primary school and move on to the next chapter of your life, and you can do it. But I'm not the person giving the feature address, so I have probably spoken too much. So I'm going to now introduce to you the person who will give our feature address. This individual is someone who is no stranger to us. He is easily one of the most recognizable Montserratians. He goes by many names, some of which are the Morning Man. The head teacher's report comes first. And I digress. I forgot that the head teacher comes first. And so I will now ask you to invite our headmistress, the headmistress of Lookout Primary School, to give her address. Please put your hands together and welcome our headmistress. She saw this school through some hard times, along with the acting principal who was here for a while, Mrs. Edith Dupree. Miss Edith Dupree.
Protocol is already established.
Good afternoon, all. The following is the head teacher's report for the academic year 2021-2022. The academic year began on 6 September 2022 with a staff comprising of 3 graduate trained teachers, 4 trained teachers, 1 untrained teacher, 1 graduate teacher, and 5 classroom assistants. However, later in the term, Ms. Ora Bufong was sent to MSS to teach, and hence we lost a vital human resource. The staff allotment is as follows: Mrs. Orletta O'Donoghue, grade 6. Ms. Janessa Cumberbatch, grade 5. Ms. Ethan Collins, substitute teacher, grade 5. Ms. Tricia Corbett, grade 4. Ms. Ora Bufong and Ms. Jamelia White, grade 3. Mrs. Richlyn Duke Hackett, substitute teacher, grade 3. Mrs. Shelley Bascom, grade 2. Mrs. Sandra Harewood Lewis, grade 1. Miss Vanessa Hilton, grade K. Miss Zenobia Johnson, assistant, grade 1. Miss Nia St. Clair, assistant, grade 2. Miss Julissa Jarvis, assistant, grade K. Miss Nicolette Kerwan, assistant, grade 4. Miss Janelle Francis, assistant, grade 5. And yours truly, the head teacher, Denelta Weeks. Additionally, Miss Jada John joined the staff in November as an assistant and was placed to work in the grade 1 class. Miss Beryl Adiogo was attached to the grade 6 class for a month. Her stint ended the first week in November. Catchment areas. The school caters to pupils from the catchment areas of Cars Bay to Lookout, to include St. John's, Mungo Hill, and the surrounding areas of Bazzies River. Pupil enrollment. During the academic year, we admitted 18 new pupils, 7 males, 11 females. Our current school population is 46 males, 57 females, a total of 103 pupils. Pupils are tested at the end of each term in 4 core areas. The end of term 3 test results shows that the females are still outperforming the males. However, the gender gap is closing significantly. The averages for pupils gaining 50% and above are males, 74.4%, and females, 86.1%, and overall of 85.6%. The students with severe special needs, which is 2.91% of the student population, were not included in the sample as they are unable to sit pencil and paper assessments. Additionally, 17% of the student population are currently in need of remedial and special education support. I will go a step further and make an urgent appeal to the powers that be for a special education needs teacher be placed at the Lookout Primary School so that the appropriate intervention strategies will be used to help our children move forward. Our program has been suspended for over 2 years now, and it has negatively impacted our pupils' outcomes. We promoted 81% of our pupils. 9.7% of them were given a chance to move on to the next grade level. Also, 9.3% of our pupils will repeat so that they can get the necessary skills, knowledge, and attitude needed to move on to the next level. 18 pupils will be transitioning on to the Montserrat Secondary School in the new academic year coming September. 9 boys and 9 girls. The new Salford reading test was administered to grades 2 to 6. The results revealed that 100% of the grade 2 girls
are reading at or above their chronological age. This is highly commendable. Furthermore, 88.8% of the grade 6 girls are reading at or above their chronological age. On the other hand, while our grade 6 girls are reading well, the large percentage of the boys are weak in reading. They will need support as they move on to the Montserrat Secondary School. Additionally, it is evident that the grade 3 class is struggling with reading and would require immediate intervention to minimize further problems. An analysis was done to determine the pupils' comprehension age. Based on the findings, interestingly, it shows that even though some of the pupils are presented with reading challenges, they are comprehending at or above their chronological age. It is quite worrying, though, that the grade 3 cohort has both reading and comprehension challenges. Therefore, teaching strategies will need to be modified to cater for the varying abilities in the class, and a remediation program be brought on stream so that the children can benefit and start making strides. Grade 2 and 4 National Attainment Exams. Mathematics. 62.5% of the girls gained 50% and over in the grade 4 mathematics exams, gaining a score average of 59.4%, while 55.6% of the pupils gained 50% and over in the grade 2 mathematics exam, gaining a school average of 49%. It is noteworthy to state that one male in the name of Elias Chambers scored 81% in his exam, surpassing the national average of 55%. Let's give him a round of applause. The results are highlighting that both classes, our females, are doing much better than the males. Therefore, we will need to provide more male-oriented techniques for the pupils in order for them to gravitate towards learning. Language arts. The language arts results were not so favorable. It showed that the pupils of grade 2 are weak in reading comprehension and composition writing. The grade 4 results indicated that the pupils have deficiencies in literacy also. Based on the analysis done, it is clear that the pupils performed better when the strands were tested in isolation rather than when they were integrated. Also, our pupils appear to have difficulty transferring knowledge and skills across into composition writing. Therefore, I am of the firm belief that our pupils will benefit from the reintroduction of the literacy or language arts block rather than teaching the strands in isolation. Based on the aforementioned, I think it is fair to say that the other factors that could have impacted pupils' results are as follows: fear of taking exams, need for alternative assessments, the use of external invigilators, and the close of schools during the COVID period, just to name a few. The pupils of grade 6 sat a national exam for mathematics and English, which will determine their placement at the Montserrat Secondary School. However, results are still pending. Pupils' attendance. 72% of the student population were present for the academic year. This high absenteeism rate was due largely to the rhino flu and the COVID-19 outbreak. Many pupils were affected, and parents decided to keep their children at home until the virus subsided. Teachers' attendance. 68.8% of the teachers were present for the academic year. The alarming absenteeism rate is as a result of the following: maternity leaves, extended sick leaves, and the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 and disruptions of school. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused a lot of disruptions to the teaching and learning environment. School did not reopen after the Christmas holidays as planned due to a rising surge in the COVID-19 cases and also the rhino flu. In light of this, there was no school for the entire month of January. Teachers had to engage pupils via online forums, and also learning packages were sent home for the children to complete. We thought that no more interruptions would have taken place due to COVID-19, but we were sadly mistaken. There is a saying that goes, when it rains, it pours. Once again, the school closed its doors for 1 week during the rising COVID-19 cases. Many pupils and teachers were affected. As a result of this, parents kept their children at home and did not send them to school, even after the 1 week closure elapsed. This time was a very difficult one for the school and the home as well, as many teachers and students were ill. Teachers had to once again engage pupils via online platforms. There were challenges with some pupils as they did not have access to the internet nor gadgets. Behavior. Generally, pupils' behavior is fair. However, we were presented with some serious behavioral issues over the academic year that resulted in pupils getting suspended and given other sanctions as laid out in the school's behavior policy. Additionally, counseling services were offered to pupils who were presented with challenging behaviors. The Student Council has worked closely with the management team to put systems in place to alleviate negative behaviors. Over the past 2 terms, pupils have engaged in a school beautification program, which involves them painting murals around the school compound, which helps to reinforce positive behavior. Health. The grade 6 students conducted their routine health checks in term 3. The results were sent to the parents. Some of the pupils did a psychological assessment, and based on the results, they are scheduled to meet with Dr. Bamsili, the clinical psychologist, in short order. Quality of the school's provision. Additional student support. Miss Edith Jubri was employed as acting head teacher while Mr. Nelton Weeks was on maternity leave during the months of October to February. We, the Lookout Primary School staff, parents, and pupils would like to say a huge thank you to Miss Jubri for the exceptional work that was produced during your tenure as acting head teacher. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. The guidance counseling program resumed with a new counselor, Mr. Shaquille Gibbons. However, his service came to an end in May. In light of this, the children have not had access to the counseling services for the majority of term 3, which has impacted them severely. We are hoping that this service and the PSME program can resume for the new academic school year. Mistress Leonie Garcia joined the staff in 3rd term as a support teacher for the students with English as a second language and students with learning difficulties. Miss Janessa Cumberbatch is on maternity leave, and Miss Jamelia White and Mistress Sandra Harewood Lewis are on extended sick leave. Mistress Richlyn Duke Hackett and Miss Ethan Collins were reassigned to teach grade 3 and 5 respectively. Therefore, the dance and drama sessions are suspended until further notice. No cover teacher was assigned to grade 1. However, the classroom assistants have done a tremendous job in ensuring the pupils are catered for. Let's give them a round of applause. School activities. Different classes got the opportunity to go on field trips to include visits to the public library, geothermal sites, solar plants, agriculture nursery, career fair, and the statistics department. The school held the career day in term 1, where pupils got a chance to dress as their future career, and it was a success. Grade 3, 4, 5 participated in the Reading Festival in term 1. Activities included a book parade and school visits. Pupils also visited the home of the elderly to read to the senior citizens. On Sports Day, Yellow Zinnias emerged winners, followed by Blue Iris and then Red Hibiscus. And I must say, it was very heated at the park on that very day. On Heritage Day, an exhibition dubbed Montserrat Heritage Agriculture took place at the school, where Montserrat's foods, plants, history, music, and language were displayed. The Department of Youth Affairs partnered with the school to produce a mural under the theme, Delivering a Common Future on Commonwealth Day. Also, our pupils had a chance to view and hold the Queen's Baton's Commonwealth Baton during the stop here in Montserrat. As part of the Queen's 70th Jubilee, our children were blessed with a school party organized by the Governor's Office. The children had fun. Competitions. The pupils took part in the Energy Month competition, and grade 6 came second. Grade 2 came third. Also, for the Universal Children's Day, grade 2 won overall. Let's give them a big round of applause. And Jaheim Ryan came third of grade 5, and Simeon Blair was given a consolation prize. Leadership and management, staff development. Over the course of the school year, teachers were exposed to a number of professional development sessions. These included special need courses, professionalism, and literacy sessions. It is noteworthy to state that 8 teachers, including assistants, passed the special needs course. Let's give them a round of applause. Some teachers started the CELTA course, but due to the workload, they deferred to another time. Community involvement. Lookout Primary School has forged partnerships and links with several organizations over the academic school year, to include the MVO, the Agricultural Department, the National Trust, the GIS Department, Statistics Department, the Public Library, Energy Department, and MAPS. Over the academic school year, we received school supplies and gifts from the following persons and groups, to include Mr. Kevin Lee and MNI Boys and Girls, We Care Foundation and Alicia Molly Lint, the Lindsay's family of Kushagrong in Kochahead, Mr. Simon Riley and family, and Mr. Galloway. Our deepest gratitude is extended to these persons. Also, thanks to all the businesses and persons who have contributed in making our graduation a success. And you can view all who contributed at the back of your program. Let's give them a big round of applause. Finally, to the graduates. When the COVID pandemic upended the world, it wreaked havoc for everyone. There were many challenges, and I know that each of you would have a different story to tell. The latter part of your primary school education was heavily impacted because a lot of school disruptions happened as a result of COVID-19. This has taught all of us a huge lesson that life is unpredictable. However, you persevered, you continued to work diligently, and you overcame the obstacles. You have reached another vital part of your educational journey. Your primary school years have ended, and you're beginning a new chapter for your secondary school education. Be great authors and write your book well. I will be waiting to read how your journey at MSS unfolds. I urge you to continue taking chances to achieve success. Only those who risk going too far can possibly find out how far they go. Your endeavors should be driven and fueled by purpose, and giving up should never be an option. Always find courage to look past the difficult moments. Once you keep that positive mindset, you will overcome all odds. In closing, I leave this quote with you by Booker Washington. Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, but by the obstacles he has overcome. I thank you.
Now, there were some things that stood out for me. While I tell you mine, think about what yours are. The first one was, our girls are doing extremely well. The next one is, our boys not so well. The next thing is, the teaching methods used for our girls do not work for our boys. We need something different. The next thing is, students who are atypical, there's nothing for them. We might as well leave them at home doing nothing because they come to school and there's nothing still because the system is not in place to help them. I heard our head teacher call out to the officials to do something about that. I too call out to the officials to do something about that because we cannot have our children going to school and going home as if though they never went to school. Some other things that stood out for me. The teachers did their best, and they're suffering from stress, which means they're off ill. Parents are probably suffering from stress too, and so are our children. And guess what? The persons who would help our children at school are absent because, whether it's funds or some other reason, they are not here. We need those who can do something about it to make that right. Remember, the children are our future, and if we do these things to them, what do we expect them to do to us in our old age? But that's enough talking. We have heard more than enough talking all at once. So you can come off your phones, and now you can listen up and look up. Our children are going to come and do a dance just for you. Enjoy. Please put your hands together and welcome them as they come to the stage.
Well, the sun is out and the family's good, and we living life like we always knew we could. It's lovely. No red light or dark night can't stop me. No, no matter how tall, can't block me. Well, the sun is out and the family's good, and we living life like we always knew we could. It's lovely. I took a little time out just to meditate, and my spirit said, why you always late? I'm sorry. I got a need for speed and I had for dreams, but I had to slow down, see the wood for the trees, breathe easy. Yeah. But now my energy's on 110, and I'm never gonna let them bring me down again, believe me. No red light or dark night can't stop me. No, no matter how tall, can't block me. If you feel alone, or you'll rise again. Got knocked down 9 times, but get up for 10. You got this. You got this. And though it seems like the night won't end, the morning's right around the river bend. I promise. No red light or dark night can't stop me. No, no matter how tall, can't block me. No red light or dark night can't stop me. No, 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 no matter how tall, can't block me. No, no, no. Hooked up what I found now. It's a brand new feeling. Feet lift off the ground, breaking through the ceiling. Look at what I found now. There's a brand new feeling. Holy ways up now. Holy ways up now. We've been getting higher. We all learn to fly high. Feet lift off the ground, breaking through the ceiling. Hold up what I found. There's no better feeling. We've been learned to fly. No, no, no red light or dark night can't stop me. No, 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 no matter how tall, can't block me. No, no, no red light or dark night can't stop me. No, no, no matter how tall, can't block me. No, no, no red light or dark night can't stop me. No, no, no matter how tall,
You have to remember all of those moves. Those students were good. I only do, the one that you just did. A lot more than we can, because that's why we sent them to school. We want them to be better than we are. Now, I started this earlier, but that was the wrong time. now is the right time. I'm going to introduce the individual who will give our feature address. The feature address will be given by someone who is no stranger to us. He is easily one of the most recognizable Montserratians. He goes by many names, some of which are the Morning Man, Uncle Bash, and Basil Chambers. He is the host of the breakfast show on ZJB Radio. He loves his job of 20 years. He loves children and the elderly. According to Basil, his spirit of kindness, sharing, and empathy for the less fortunate comes from his grandmother, whom he loved dearly, and from Nurse Marjorie Joseph, who helped to raise him. The Morning Man, Basil Chambers, Uncle Bash, his advice for us: make yourself someone so valuable that people will call on you to perform your services. I'm going to repeat that because it is that important. Make yourself someone so valuable that people will call on you to perform your services. Please, let's put our hands together and welcome Basil Chambers to give our feature address.
Don't even think I need a mic, right? Do I need a mic? Keep it on. Now, this song that you hear in the background, when my grandmother died, this song had just come out on the market. You Raise Me Up. My grandmother died in Antigua, and I have a cousin. His name is Neville Weeks. He now lives in Atlanta. When I played this song as my tribute, it rained throughout the entire song, then stopped. And my cousin Neville cried throughout the entire song. That song means a lot to me. And for you wonderful children in your yellow, I hope that it means a lot to you because of your parents. A little later on, I'm going to ask you to do something. Well, I'm not your usual commencement speaker. So it is my privilege today, and by the way, protocol already being established. Good afternoon, everybody. So it is my privilege today to deliver the commencement address for this amazing group of students. What a pleasure it is to welcome you students, families, faculty, and honored guests to graduation at the Lookout Primary School. All of you should take pride in this day and what you've accomplished despite obstacles you faced. And so, commencement addresses are usually given by scholars or well-known sport figures, of which I am neither. So to Principal Denelta Weeks, thank you for bestowing on me this honor, a humble radio announcer. Thank you. To the graduates, I'm happy to be speaking to you today, and I'll be speaking to you from my heart and from my experience. And so as you continue on your educational journey, remember that you will encounter bumps and potholes along the way. Just like driving up or driving down Happy Hill Road. However, all you need to overcome the odds is here with you today. Your support system and your belief in yourselves. The faculty of the Lookout Primary School and your families have provided you with the skills you need to overcome. Whether you lead the pack by being the valedictorian or you're at the end of the line, congratulations, you made it. Give yourselves a big round of applause. I have a question for you. And maybe you don't even know these people. But do you know what Steve Harvey, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Michael Dell all have in common? Can somebody tell me? Well, let me tell you. None of them earned a university degree. Can you believe that? I too stand here today with no university degree. But you have to look at what somebody has achieved over time. That is why I said, make yourself somebody of value. And so these people that I spoke about used their natural skills and having a passion for what they do with hard work. We overcome all odds, and today we're all successful in our individual fields. Graduates, I want you all to know, as I said earlier, that everyone has some bumps in life that they had to rise above. For example, after the volcano erupted, I was jobless. I was employed at the then Radio Antilles, which was in the unsafe zone. That closed. So I moved to Antigua with my beloved grandmother to find work and to be safe. After receiving a call from then manager, Right Honorable Rose Willock and Mr. Kanye Osborne, back in 1998, I returned to work at ZGB Radio. I came back to Montserrat, one pair of shoes, no money in my pocket. In fact, I can tell you that the Honorable Paul Lewis is the one who bought my ticket at the ferry terminal in Antigua. That is why every election I vote for him first. When I came back, I actually lived with my brother. I don't know if you all know Earl Hustler Brown, Calypsonian. You all know Hustler? And I lived with Hustler for 1 month. And after that, you can see where I am today. I want to thank Rose. I want to thank my brother, Hustler. And I want to thank the late Mr. Kanye Osborne. But you see, I knew that my talents and what I wanted to achieve, even though I was struggling, would help me to get exactly where I wanted to be. And so, look at where I am today. Not a university graduate, but an ordinary citizen of Montserrat speaking to you this afternoon. However, I cannot take all the praise. You see, because I credit a lot to what I've achieved to the God I serve. And a lot of you wouldn't even know that I'm a spiritual man and I believe in my God. Every morning when I get up, I ask God for one thing only, to fill my cup, fill up so that I can give and share with others. That is why I continue to raise funds for the less fortunate. I continue to give to those who are less fortunate than I am. So know that the sky's your limit. Live life and achieve your goals. Remember, a nation needs all of its citizens. We need our doctors, lawyers, teachers, and nurses. However, we also need farmers, builders, mechanics, street cleaners, garbage removal personnel. And yes, radio announcers like myself, because one of these days I'm going to retire, and one of you will continue the mantle at ZGB Radio. I can't wait to hear one of you saying good morning, Montserrat, and shouting me up. Each of you must find your talent and passion and put it to work. Now, do not worry if you do not know what yours is as we speak. You might not know it today, but it will come, and you will see it when it comes. Grab it. Let me tell you that you will have cheerleaders, and you will have haters and naysayers. So when you're working towards your goal, as Nipsey Hussle said, if you look at the people in your circle and you don't get inspired, you don't have a circle. You have a cage. So if you find yourself in a cage, change your circle. Get out of that cage. I can tell you that you might see me simply moving around, but at the back of me, I have a lot of inspirational people that push me, a lot of people that pray with me and for me, and a lot of people that watch my back. You wouldn't believe that, but that's true. So, in order for you to reap your rewards and to work, you got to keep on working on your skills and surround yourselves with inspirational people. Are you hearing me? Surround yourselves with inspirational people. One or maybe more of you here today could be the driving force behind the rejuvenation of the Montserrat. And I'm speaking about the Montserrat that I knew, and some of us knew. Some of your parents here knew. Some of your grandparents knew growing up. The Montserrat where we learned to be kind and thoughtful through the love of my late grandmother and the late Nurse Marjorie Joseph, who was buried 2 weeks ago. I hope I'm around when it happens. In closing, let me remind you that all of us have overcome significant odds. Some with the volcano, others with COVID, the economy, and loss of jobs, etc. Some of you might consider your smartphone not working a significant odd to overcome. What I'm saying is the bump in the road is not too high for you to get over. And if you need help, ask for it. Let me repeat, don't be afraid to knock on someone's door and ask for help. I'm not afraid. I ask for help almost every day. Remember to tap into your talents and passions. You have all the tools you need to overcome life's obstacles. Never lose your support system. Create good contacts and maintain them. Yes, contacts can take you where a university degree would never take you. Believe me. And let me also remind you, be kind. It will come back to you tenfold. And so, Dr. Miles Monroe said, make yourself someone of value so people would seek you out and people would call you to work for them. People will call you. That means that you will get paid for your talent. Graduates, I want you to stand for one moment.
So I can stand on mountains.
And what I want you to do, put your stuff down. Put your stuff down on your chairs. Put your stuff down on your chairs. Remember when I began, I told you about my grandmother, and because of her love, her kindness. And the only thing that I think that I regret is that my grandmother is not alive today. Because if she was alive, she would have been living with me in Drummonds. And even if I had to pay somebody to live there to make sure that she was okay, I would have done that. I would have never sent my grandmother to the golden years of Magotson. My grandmother would have lived with me until death. That is the love and the respect that I had for that lady. So in closing, I'm going to play this track, You Raised Me Up. And so as you continue your journey, I want you to go and find your parent. Give them a big, warm hug, and let them know that you're thanking them for raising you. Go with God, and may God go with you. I thank you.
So I can stand on mountains. You raise me up.
Find your parent and give them a big hug.
Walk on stormy
Where's your parent? Where's your parent?
seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
So remain standing for 1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, please give them a big, big round of applause. You may now be seated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please be seated. And don't forget, parents and everybody, treasure these moments, eh? Treasure these moments. Soon, they'll be gone out of your eyesight, right? And so again, thank you so much, Teacher Danelta, for asking me to be here this afternoon. Thank you so much, everybody. May God continue to bless all of us, and may God continue to bless Montserrat. Thank you.
So what did you get from that? I got that parents, you are raising those children up so that they can stand on mountains. And children, the mountain is not the limit. It is the sky. The sky is the limit. And you have talents. Even if you don't recognize what they are right now, it will come. And don't ever let anyone tell you that you do not have talent, that you are not talented, because we are all talented. Whether you be children, parents, teachers, we are all talented. So make sure that you look out for what your talent is. The things that you love doing will be a clue to what your talents are. There's another thing that I heard that I found really interesting. He said, look at your circle. Look at the people who are around you. And if they do not inspire you, you are in a cage. You are in a cage. We don't want to be in cages. When you walk out, children, if the people who are around you do not inspire you to do better things, move away from them. That is what your Uncle Baj has just said. And I am reiterating that. Move away from them. They have you in a cage. You want people who are going to inspire you to reach for the sky. And we recognize something from Uncle Baj's speech. He spoke about Miles Monroe. And if we listen to him on the radio, we know he loves Miles Monroe because he is always playing Miles Monroe. And Miles Monroe is the one who taught him and who he is using to teach us that we should make sure that we learn something valuable, we are able to do something valuable so that others will ask for our services. Now, I think we have done enough talking again, and it's now time for some entertainment. And we are going to hear sweet steel pan music. I am hoping that some of the persons playing are from Lookout Primary School. Oh, the graduates are going to be playing first. Excellent. We are looking forward to hearing your talent, because that's your talent. I can't play. I can't do music to save my life. But you can. That's one of your talents. Are you ready, Mr. Francis? Okay, you're welcome to come to the stage. Okay. Now I can see some boys up here, and I'm hoping this is where we're going to see our boys excel. I was hoping for a little more steel pan music. It took me back to the days growing up in Webbs with pot pounding steel pan and trying to make them just right. And listening to this drum was my favorite. You know, the one with the big red things and that you go around? And I always was amazed at how they were able to make music going around like that. And remember where they had to hit to make the sounds. Fantastic. Our children are able to do that. And some of us, we still can't do it. So they are talented. Children, you are talented. And anytime anybody tells you otherwise, tell them, Daphne Furlong says, we are talented. Each time you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, I am talented. I can do things my parents can't do. I can do things other people can't do. I am talented. And we're going to have next issuing of school leaving certificate, and it's not school leaving forever, just moving on from Lookout Primary School leaving certificate. So for those who are leaving Lookout Primary School, your certificates are coming up, and they're going to be presented by your grade 6 teacher, Mrs. Arletta, and I've just missed her last name, but I know that she will forgive me for that, and our head teacher, Danelta Weeks. Please put your hands together and welcome them both to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful afternoon. I would now call on the graduating class to stand. Your names will be called individually, and you will make your way up. So the first person is Cornel Allen. Please clap and cheer them on. Smile and come. Olani Bramble Prasad. Okay. Renika Corbett. Roshane Chisholm. You finished? Okay. Jayla Dotson, stand by. Next. Natalie Dubry, stand by. Jomel Fagan. Let's clap a little loud and cheer them on. Thank you very much. Cynthia Farrell. Next, we'll have Victoria Gordon. Michael Hyman, please stand by. Next, Ajala Jailal. Followed by Deanna James. Take it easy. Samuel Mendez. Next we have Jordan Osborne. Amiel Peer. Take your time and come. Take your time. Next, Jason Smith. Followed by Esther Watts. And finally, Dejan Williams. Let's put our hands once more for Dejan Williams. Thank you very much. Let's give them one final applause. They've all worked very hard. Please be seated, graduates.
That's just the certificate, but there's more to come. We're going to have 2 parents from the graduating class coming forward to give some awards. And those 2 parents are Mr. Darrell Dodson and Mrs. Colita Sutton Buckley. Please put your hands together as they come to the stage.
Good afternoon. At this time, I'll call the students for their special award. Most Outstanding Agriculture Pupil, Jamel Fagan. Gem Sports Award, Amel Pierre. Sports, Gem. German Wade Leadership, Jason Smith. Okay, stay on the stage, Jason. Next, Shivan Tuit, Maths Award, Jason Smith. Humanitarian, Rotary, Diana James. Okay, for the Red Cross, the children, I'm going to call your names. You're going to come forward, but you'll get your gifts later in this week. So for the Red Cross Award, Amel Pierre. Michael Hyman. Just shake that hand. Joanna Richards Award, Diana James. Mothers Union, Samuel Mendez and Esther Watts. Okay. Okay, now for the top students in the different subject areas. Top performing language arts pupil for 2022, Ajala Jailal. For top performing mathematics pupil, Dejon Williams. Smile. Top performing social study pupil for 2022, Alani Bramble Prasad. Okay, for this. Okay, at this time I'll thank you very much, Ms. Sutton, and I'll ask Mr. Daryl Dobson to come on stage to present the other certificate. Okay, for the overall achiever for 2022, Victoria Garden. Okay, so she. Okay, so Victoria, just stay. You'll be getting another prize for overall achiever from Pastor Louis. So Pastor Louis Award. For the most active student council member, Jason Smith. Most improved grade 6 pupil for 2022 is Cornel Allen. Also, Cornel will be getting a Neville Blake Award. So stay on seat. Okay, Cornel will also be getting the Neville Blake Award. Cooperative grade 6 pupil for 2022 is Jordan Osborne. Most dedicated learner for 2022, Rashane Chisholm. Most disciplined grade 6 pupil for 2022, Renika Corbett. Most well-rounded pupil, Natalie Dubreeze. For displaying the LOPS values, Renika Corbett. Christian Council Award, Cynthia Farrell. Most responsible boy, Dejon Williams. Homework champ goes to Ajala Jailal. Cynthia. The Herman Francis Music Award goes to Jason Smith. Okay. The Neville Blake Award to Most Improved Creative Authors, Jayla Dodson and Renika Corbett. Okay, so Dwight Sampson is also awarding the creative writers, and they'll get their gift later on this week. Natalie Dubries, you'll join them for the creative author. You're getting the Dwight Sampson Award for Most Creative Writer too. Now I'll call the top students to come for their gifts. Victoria Gordon. Dejon Williams and Jason Smith. Yeah.
Good afternoon, all. We will now have some special awards, some special presentations. And the first award goes to Miss Neka Alikok, the parent of Ajala Jailal, for being the most involved parent from since she has been at this school. Let's give her a round of applause. Our next prize or award, I want everyone to stop a minute and look around our auditorium, our lovely decorations. And this award goes to the parent who is the driver behind these beautiful awards, this beautiful decoration, and she is Candace Brown. Can you please come forward, Candace? Where is she? She's not in. Quickly. Let's give her another round of applause. And we are really, really grateful for all that you have done. She did all of the, didn't know where she gets all this time, but she did them. So once again, thank you, Candace. Now, is Avincia here? Quickly. Avincia is a grade 1 pupil, and today she wants to make some presentations. Oh, it's in my folder. So, we would like to call on Teacher Jada. And I'm going to read what she says. Thank you, Teacher Jada, for helping me and strengthening me. And we will call on Teacher Zenobia. And she once again would like to thank you for all that you have done for her. Let's give her a round of applause. And there is another award from yours truly. So I'm going with something. And it says, thank you, Miss Denelta Weeks, for being a good head teacher for the Lookout Primary School. You're the best. Now we've reached another point in our special awards where it's a bittersweet moment, and I'm going to call on my classroom assistants, and when you hear your name, you would come forward. This week is going to be their last with us, and we're going to really miss you. Some of you have been with us for many years, and those of you who joined us over the past 2 years, you have also etched that special place in our hearts at the Lookout Primary School. So you'll be dearly, dearly missed. So these tokens are just for you to know that we appreciate you and we are here for you whenever you need us. So when I call your name, you will come forward. Miss Julissa Jarvis. Miss Jada John and Miss Zenobia Johnson. Yes, Miss Janelle Francis. Miss Nicolette Carwan. And our last assistant, who is not here with us, so she will get it when she comes, is Miss Nia St. Clair. And while I'm here, I'm just going to do some public service announcement. Please tune in tomorrow night for the Miss JC's competition, as we would ride for Miss Nia St. Clair. All right? Yes. So, where are we on the program? Okay. I will now turn over to Madam Chair.
And aren't they talented? As you walk along and you hear our children on the road, please remind them who they are. Remind the farmer that he will be feeding us. And we know food is so very important. Remind those who are humanitarians that they're humanitarians. Those who are responsible, who show leadership skill. Look out for our maths and science quiz, for the improvers, the all-rounders, and the authors. Remind them as you see them. If you see them doing something that they shouldn't be doing, don't bother to tell them about that thing that they shouldn't be doing. Remind them that they are improvers, maths and science whizzes, authors, farmers. Remind them what they are and who they are, not what you don't want them to be. Now, just before I call on the graduates to do a song, I'm going to call out a few persons who we are thanking for helping with the graduation. The banks and the churches. So we have Bank of Montserrat, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Montserrat Building Society, St. Patrick's Credit Union, Beulah Wesleyan Holiness Church, Montserrat Christian Council, Pastor Louis Nixon, and Lydia. Lydia Nixon as well? Lydia Louis, okay. Pastor Louis Nixon, and then Pastor Nixon and Lydia Louis. Ah, they're husband and wife. Okay, so we're going to stop at that for now, and we're going to hear from the graduates. They're going to sing for us their graduating song. Please put your hands together and welcome them. Okay. Now, which one of those students do you want to keep knowing? You know which one I want to know forever? The farmer. I need to eat. So I'm going to make sure that I look out for the one who was the best at agriculture, because I know where my food will be coming from. Maybe some of you will look out for the humanitarians and the leaders. We do want leaders. We need leaders, not just want them. We need better leaders. So make sure you look out for the leaders too, while I look out for the farmer. You look out for the leaders. Okay, I'm going to leave it to them.
broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can find the fire, but I see it in you, so we gonna walk it out and move mountains. We gonna walk it out and move mountains. Then the morning came, and our wings took flight. We rise, see we're hurting but not broken, down but we won't die. We rise, soon we will reach the sky, and still we rise. Some say it's a mystery how I still believe, and then in spite of all I've been through, I can still push the wheel. See, I have more power they can see with their eyes. It's a little thing called faith that makes broken wings fly. We rise, see we're hurting but not broken, down but we won't die. We rise, soon we will reach the sky, and still we rise. Who can understand when just an ordinary man defies the odds and still fights on to win? I can take it, I can make it. We rise, see we're hurting but not broken, down but we won't die. We rise, soon we will reach the sky, and still we rise. See we're hurting but not broken, down but we won't die. We rise, soon we will reach the sky, and still we rise. Soon we will reach the sky, and still we rise.
Now, how many of you would have been brave enough to stand on this stage and sing? I know I wouldn't. I have nothing but a bathroom voice. So I'll sing in my bathroom, but I'll never stand on a stage and sing. So well done, young boys and girls, for standing here and singing. Now a few more people to thank. The places that you do business with, they helped. And here are they: BBC Radio and TV, Caribbean Alliance, DR Diagnostic Service, Massey United Insurance, Montserrat Stationery Center, Montserrat Utilities Limited. Did they give you more electricity? Okay. MS Osborne Limited, QRG Auto Services, the Montserrat Company, and the supermarket. So you can go shopping. Aravin's Enterprises, Ashok Supermarket, The Empire, Victor's Supermarket, Deeper Nile Thea's Catering. And now, we are going to have the presentation of the graduates by Mrs. Orletta O'Donoghue, followed by a speech by the top achiever. We're looking forward to that. Please welcome Mrs. O'Donoghue.
Good evening once again. Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, thank you for being here with us. At this time, it is with pleasure that I present to the head teacher 18 graduates. Let's put our hands together as we celebrate them this afternoon. Victoria. Okay, kindly be seated, the rest of you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Protocols. Good evening, everyone. Protocols already established. It is a truly great honor to celebrate with you this opportunity of delivering the class of 2022 Top Achiever speech. What an awesome journey it was from grade K to grade 6 with my fellow graduates. Filled with lots of excitement and, of course, a few challenges, but we overcame. A special thank you to our hardworking teachers here at the Lookup Primary School who mentored and showed us much patience as we sometimes struggled to understand some concept or difficult in behavior. Eventually, we grew and achieved much. One of the greatest challenges was the appearance of Mr. COVID. No offense to our males here. It disrupted the lives of my peers and I over the last 3 years. Yet, we overcame all odds, as the African proverb states, smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Again, we are forever grateful to our compassionate teachers and assistants who ensured that we were all safe at school. To our dedicated class teacher, Miss Arletta O'Donoghue, thank you for the Christmas gifts, which motivated us to work harder, and for keeping the Google Classroom and parent chat busy during our lockdown periods. We are very elated to return to school, but had to sacrifice some of our playtime to make hay while the sun shone. One of our favorite proverbs, look at us today. It certainly paid off. Education is not all about the academics only. We are a graduating class of singers, dancers, actors, and musicians. To Miss Collins, Miss Duke Hackett, Miss Cumberbatch, and Mr. Francis, we are grateful for the skills in these arts that you've developed in us. We are also delighted for the contributions made by Miss Sonia, a parent and teacher, Shelley, and team, for those exciting and writing classes held during our free time. We would never forget those exhibitions which showcased our final products. Do not leave without placing your order for Volume 1, 2, and 3, our published poetry books. Didn't we amidst the COVID turmoil? In addition, Ms. Denelta Weeks, thank you for recognizing our strengths and going the extra mile in securing tokens which brightened our smiles today. To Ms. Edith Dewberry, who acted as head teacher during Ms. Weeks' maternity leave, your encouragement was on point as we competed strongly this term. Special thanks to Ms. Corbett and team who made our day wonderful. Lastly, our dearest parents, you sacrificed a lot for us and we are grateful. As we move onwards, I challenge my peers to remain loyal to the Lookup Primary School's value, which are be luminous, obedient, positive, and sensitive. Keep on overcoming all challenges as we make our lives meaningful. Thank you.
Public speaking is not easy. And when a young person stands here on the stage and speaks, yes, she deserves a big round of applause. Let's give her another one. Now, I heard her say, we are not just academics, we are singers, dancers, actors, and authors. And authors, they are authors. There is a book. Is it for sale? It will soon be for sale, and parents, your children have written inside of this book. Please get one. And even if your children have not written inside of this book, get one just to say, we saw these children and they have written this book. I have another one here, but this is my favorite one. Now, there were some men and women who helped, and I'm going to offer thanks to those men and women. Dr. Gary Morton, Mr. Basil Chambers, Mr. Bruce Ferrara, Mr. Jermaine Wade, Mr. John Osborne Jr., Mr. Keith Cox, Miss Audrey John Baptist, Miss Candace Brown, Miss Daphne Furlong, I can't leave myself out, can I? Miss Janelle Francis, Miss Colita Shotton, Miss Siobhan Tewitt. There are others, and you can read them on the list at the back of your program. So the next thing on our program is a presentation of tokens, and we are going to have Vonte and Yinia to do that. Yanaya, I am so sorry, Yanaya. Names are really important, so we should get the pronunciations right. So we're going to have Vonte and Yanaya to present some tokens.
Our graduation ceremony could not be complete without the assistance of these persons. So I would like to call Ms. Colita Sutton Buckley to the front to collect this token of appreciation. Thank you very much. We would also like to call on Mr. Darrell Dodson Please come forward. Where you going? We would like to call on our chair for this evening's proceedings, Miss Daphne Furlong. Don't get it twisted. Thank you for doing such a marvelous, marvelous job. And we would like to call on our featured speaker, Mr. Basil Chambers. Is he in the house? He is not? Okay, so he will get his token. And with that, I would like to call Miss Jada John to bring this to a close with the thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Don't let the sun go down without saying thank you to someone or without admitting to yourself that absolutely no one gets this far alone. By Stephen King. Our most valued guest, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored and humbled to be the one making the closing regards and giving the vote of thanks. In other words, I'm here to spell out the words, thank you to all those who made this evening a sweet memory to carry home. The local primary school deem it our privilege to say thank you to Pastor Nixon Lewis for the prayer, Ms. Vanessa Hilton for welcoming and introducing the chairperson, Ms. Daphne Furlong, chairperson's remarks, Ms. Denelta Weeks for the head teacher remarks, our entertainers for the dance and steel pan, our future address, Mr. Basil Chambers, Ms. Arletta O'Donoghue for the distribution of school leaving certificates, distribution of awards, Mr. Darrell Dotson and Mistress Colita Sutton Buckley, the graduates for the lovely graduation song, Ms. Arletta O'Donoghue again for the presentation of the graduates, Victoria for the valedictorian speech, Zante and Zanaya for presentation of the tokens. We would also like to say thank you to Ministry of Education, We Care Foundations for the trophies, M&I Boys and Girls, the non-profit organization for the lovely gowns, Bank of Montserrat, St. Patrick's Cooperative Credit Union, Montserrat Port Authority, MICA, Montserrat Information Communication Authority, Montserrat Utilities Limited, Caribbean Alliance, the Governor's Office, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, DR Diagnostic Services, Montserrat Building Society, MS Osborne Limited, Pastor Nixon and Lydia Lewis, QRG Auto Services, the Montserrat Company, Abula Wesleyan Holiness Church, Massey's Insurance, Mr. Victor James Sr., Mr. Joe Oliver, Mr. Neville Blake, Mothers Union Island Council, Watermelon Cottage, Mr. Dwayne Hickson, Mr. Paul Lewis, Lindsay family of Kosher Ground, Mr. Herman Sargent, Mr. Peter Yesai White, Dr. Gray Morton, GEM Foundation, Mr. Keith Cox, Ms. Sabian Chewitt, Mr. Bruce Ferrara, Mr. Javon Chewitt, The Umpire, Victor Supermarket, Ashok's Supermarket, Arvin's Enterprise, the Montserrat Stationery Center, Montserrat Teachers Union, the Montserrat Christian Council, Ms. Audrey's John Baptiste, Mr. Jermaine Wade, Ms. Joanna Richards, Mr. Roosevelt Jumet, Lookout Primary School PTA, Right Honorable Basil Morgan, Miss Ulissa Allen, Dipon Altius Catering, BBC Radio and TV, Mr. John Osborne Jr., Mr. Basil Chambers, Miss Daphne Forlong, Miss Candace Brown, Mr. Herman Francis, Miss Janelle Francis, Mr. Delroy Joseph, Mr. Daryl Dodson, Miss Colita Sutton Buckley, Miss Vanessa Hilton, myself, Miss Jada John, Miss Tricia Corbett, Oligana Express Printing and Publishing, ZJB Radio, Government Information Unit, Mr. Dwight Simpson, Miss Yvette Thompson, Lookout Primary School Decorating Team, led by Miss Shelley Bascom, Principal, Management, and Team of the Lookout Primary School, Ms. Janique Riley, Lookout Primary School Dancer, and Lookout Primary School Steel Pan Orchestra. We say a big thank you for making this occasion a memorable one. Before you leave, you can let the graduates stand, and when they leave, then after you can go. Thank you.